Hello everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a declutter for this drawer right here. This is my bronzer, blush, and highlight drawer, or it was once upon a time. Now it is a big disaster, and it needs to be extremely decluttered because, as you guys can see, it barely closes. So we're going to be tackling this right here. I also have some more down here. Have some face palettes that I'll probably be putting together with a declutter because they're face products. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get all this out and we'll go through it. Alright, so this is what the current status is of all my blushes, highlights, and bronzers. I don't think it's too bad, but I do think that it is a bit too much for me because there's a lot of these that I'm not using, that I'm not reaching for, especially blushes. Blushes are going to be one of the top things that I decluttered today because I don't enjoy blush, but I am going to keep a few just in case I decide that I want to start using blushes. So I'm going to start with the first one I see here. So this one here is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I'm sure you guys already know about it, have heard about it. This is in bronzer. This one I am going to keep. I really do enjoy it. It does come with a little spongy here, which I have never used. I should probably get rid of that, but I'm just going to keep it in there for now. So this one I am definitely keeping. So I'm going to make a pile to the left of what I'm keeping, to the right what I'm going to get rid of, maybe something like that. Not sure, but we'll go ahead and keep this one. Up next, I have this Milani. This is Baked Bronzer in Dolce. This one is a recent purchase. I bought it from Ulta. Can I open it? There you go. And I actually don't like it. It looks a bit orange. I don't know if it's going to show up. See, it doesn't even really show up on my skin, and when it does, it looks orange. I don't know. I just don't really like it. It also comes with a brush under, which I have never used. So this one I will be decluttering. This one is by Revolution Beauty. This is the Vivid Baked Bronzer in Rock On World. This is what the inside looks like. This bronzer is, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's extremely orange on me. It almost looks like it could be a highlight. Do you guys see that? I don't know. It's just extremely shimmery. It does not look like a bronzer on my face, so I am definitely going to be decluttering this one. Then here we have the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It True Match, and I have it in number 1 light. This one is beautiful. I really like the tone of this bronzer. And it's definitely one that I will be keeping. Up next here we have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette Contour, and I have it in, is there different shades? I don't know. Oh, Dulce de Leche. This one is I think it's supposed to be a bronzer and a setting powder. I do like the bronzer on here. The setting powder I don't ever really use, but the bronzer, it's a really pretty shade. So you guys can see it right there. So this one I will be keeping. Continuing with the large bronzers, I have this Essence Matte Bronzing Powder in Sunny. This one, I bought it. I forgot who recommended it, but I don't really like it. I feel like it's a little bit like rosy on my skin. Not sure if that's showing up, but you guys can see the difference between the two. This one's more, I guess, suitable for my skin tone. This one looks a little bit more red, like it could almost be a blush for me. So I am going to be passing this along. All right, next we have this Too Faced Bronzed Peach in Toasted Peach. I bought this and I forgot that I had it. So I've never actually used it. I think I've only swatched it. Not sure if it's gonna work for my skin tone. That's kind of what it looks like right there. I think it might work. Looks to be a little bit shimmery. It's a little dry though, but I'll go ahead and keep it and try it a little longer just to see if I want to keep it or not. All right, up next, let's do some blushes. I have the MAC, what is this called? Well Dressed Powder Blush. I bought this when I started to get into like doing my actual full makeup because I thought I needed to have blush. So I bought this. First of all, the shade on this, I would never, ever use because it's like a pale pink. I don't even know what to call it, but this is not a shade that I like, and it does have like some shimmer in it. It's super pale pink. Oh, there you go. That's how I would describe it. It's a pale pink, and I don't like it. I might have used it like once or twice, so I am gonna get rid of this one. Up next, I have this Revolution, the matte blush, and it is in nude. This is a really pretty blush color. I really, really like it. I like the formula on it as well. However, like I said, I don't use blush. I don't see myself reaching for this, so gonna get rid of that one. All right, up next I have this Milani Blossom Time Rose Powder Blush. And again, I bought this because I thought I had to have blush. It is not something that I will be using. I don't know if you guys can see the color right there, but it's not one that I'll be reaching for, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Same thing with this Flower Beauty powder blush in Warm Hibiscus. This one, it was really pretty when I originally saw it. It does have like a shimmery kind of like, how would I describe this? Like a pink with like a rose gold kind of glitter. So it'd be really good for like blush topper maybe or something like that. But it's not one that I ever reach for. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Then we have this Catrice Strobing Blush in Rosalie Berry. And this one, I think I might actually keep. This one I did enjoy while I was using blush sometimes. But it's kind of like a pink color, and I don't really like that. No, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. Then we have this Essence Satin, let's see, Satin Touch Blush, and this one is in Satin Coral. This one I will keep for now because it is more of like a neutrally kind of shade. Is it? Is it not? Yeah, I might keep this one for a little longer just because I might keep like a couple blushes, but we'll see. So I'll put this one to the side as a maybe for now. Up next we have a Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush Hush Blush. This one I believe came in one of my subscription boxes. Again, I don't really like blushes. This one's pretty intense though. It's a really pretty tone though, but I just I wish I liked blush, because I think if I liked blush, this would be one of the blushes I would reach for, that type of tone. So we'll put it in the maybe pile. All right, then here we have a Note Luminous Silk Compact Blusher in Desert Rose. This one I really enjoyed when I got it. It's a really pretty, like, natural type of shade. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. It's like a corally, I don't know, it's just so pretty. So this one I will be keeping. This is one that, like I said, if I decide to start using blush, I would definitely reach for. Okay, up next we have this Pixie by Petra Fresh Face Blush in Beach Rose. This one's a really pretty shade, but like I keep saying, I don't wear blush. I don't need so many blushes, so I will be getting rid of this one. Up next we have this Wet n Wild Highlight Platinum Bar in Winter Bloom. This highlight, I really liked it when I originally saw it. However, I never reached for it. If you guys hear that, that's Francisco doing something. I've never reached for it. I really don't like this highlight after all. It's very powdery, and I have other ones that I enjoy better, so I am going to be getting rid of this one. All right, up next we have this NYX Away We Glow liquid highlight in Crystal Glare, and I think I bought this and literally never used it because it's super extremely intense and it dries up kind of fast, and I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it. As you guys can see, it's super pigmented, it's super like stroby. I think it would be good for like an eyeshadow, but I just don't see myself reaching for it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass this along. Up next we have this by Sugar, and it's a contour the Force Mini highlight. I believe this one did come in one of my subscription boxes. However, I don't really like it. The highlight, it's kind of powdery, kind of chalky looking, so I am gonna be getting rid of this one. Then here we have a Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow, and it's in Thunderstruck. This one I purchased on a recommendation to use it as a highlight for your face, and it's really, really pretty. This will be a maybe. It does have like a pink shift to it. All right, up next we have this Wet n Wild bronzer, color Icon, and You're Dragging Me Down. This one was a limited edition collection, one of the thousands that Wet n Wild does. I bought this. I forgot who had said that they were enjoying it or they liked it or something. Used it once, never used it again. This is not the type of bronzer tone that I usually reach for, so I am going to be passing this along. All right, up next we have a MAC highlighter. This one is Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Whisper of Guilt. I bought this because Alana Rama recommended it. This one was one of her favorites, so you guys can see. It's a really, really, really pretty highlight. Gorgeous. That's what it looks like right there. I don't even know if the camera will pick it up. It's so, so pretty. It's kind of like a gold kind of, I don't know, it's like a gold tone, and it looks like it might be too deep, but then ends up being like almost glossy like. I don't know. I just really, really like this. So, so pretty, so I'm definitely keeping this one. Up next, we have an Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Summer Haze. I believe this one came in one of my BoxyCharms. It is beautiful. It is extremely, extremely, extremely messy. I don't know if it will even show up on the camera. Do you guys see that? I don't think my camera is even picking it up. Oh, you can kind of see it right there. This one is gorgeous. It's kind of like a pink-ish kind of highlight. It's not the ones that I typically go for, but it's beautiful, and I'm definitely gonna keep this one. Up next we have Milani Make It Last Setting Powder in Radiance. This is supposed to be a setting powder. I can't imagine somebody using this as a setting powder because it's super, super shimmery. I saw Emily Noel talk about this. She used it as a highlight, which is what I bought it for. And it's super, super pretty as a highlight. It's kind of like a natural kind of highlight, so it's one that I will be keeping. All right, continuing with the Milani, I have the Milani, the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in number 2 Sunkissed. This one is one of my favorite bronzers ever. This is like my favorite, or my perfect tone. Not my favorite tone. What am I saying? As you guys can see right there, that's what it looks like on my skin. It looks super, super natural. It's very like buttery, kind of smooth, but then when you touch it, it's kind of weird because it is a little bit dry when you touch it, but when you put it on your face, it blends beautiful. You can never apply too much. It's really hard to go overboard, and it looks very natural, so I'm keeping this one. All right, up next we have this Cover FX Glitter Drops, and this is in Nova. I think that's the shade. This is extremely, extremely glittery. I think I got it on one of my BoxyCharms again. And to be honest, I've never used it. This one would look really pretty as an eyeshadow, but realistically speaking, I will not be using it as an eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. Then here we have a Burt's Bees highlighting stick, and it is in All Glow. This one is really pretty, but it's kind of greasy, and I don't like the feeling that it gives my skin, so I am going to pass this along. Up next we have this e.l.f. Morning Glow Fresh something highlight stick. Again, this one's really pretty, and it almost looks wet. I don't know if the camera will even pick it up. No, it's not really picking it up. You guys can kind of see it right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Same thing with this one. This one I think actually has more of a tone to it. Yeah, so you guys can kind of see it right there. It is pretty, but it just feels greasy on my skin. I don't like the feeling, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. Up next we have a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. And this one was the Villain collection that they came out with in Corella. You idiots, you fools, you imbeciles. This one I was kind of bummed because I thought it was going to be a complete different tone. Where am I going to swatch it? I thought it was going to be more of a natural shade. I don't know if the camera will even pick it up, but it does have like a pink shift to it. So it's kind of like a pink with gold in it. So I will be passing this on because I've never used it since I picked it up because I don't like the tone. This is not the type of highlights that I reach for. So this will be hopefully going to a new home. All right, up next we have an e.l.f. highlight. This one is in white gold. I heard a lot of people that were enjoying this highlight, but I don't like it. So I don't know if there's like a trick to using this. I don't know what's going on, but on me, like when you swatch it, it's really, really pretty. But then when I put it on my face, it just looks kind of like dry and you can't really see it. Like I really have to get in there with my brush to even make it show up on my skin. So I'm gonna put it in my maybe pile. I hate to be like hating on e.l.f. right now so much, but these last highlights that I just showed, I just haven't been enjoying. I do have other ones that I do like, which will come up sometime right now, but this one is just not one of them. Up next, we have this little thing right here, and it is by, what is this by? Laka & Co. And it's kind of like a cream highlight blush. I don't even know what this is because it's kind of like a pink shade. Again, this does not go with that. Like if it's a blush, I don't like it. If it's a highlight, it's too greasy, so I am going to be passing this along. Up next, we have this Too Faced, what are they called? Sweetheart bronzer in Sweet Tea. I picked this up because Kathleen Lights loves these. She really, really raves about them. I believe she mixes them. I do like the tone. I haven't gotten to use it very much because, like I said, I have too many and I forget what I have. So yeah, I'm going to be keeping this one. Up next, we have this Wet n Wild loose highlighter in I'm So Lit. This highlighter is beautiful. It's really messy, but I don't even know if they have it still available, but it's so pretty. I love, love, love the glow on this. So you guys can kind of see it right there. It's so, so pretty. So I'm going to be keeping this one. It is a limited edition, so like I said, I don't even think this is available anymore, but they're always coming out with loose highlighter. So if you guys see a loose highlighter and you guys like the tone, I would highly recommend these. They're so beautiful. Up next, we have this Bare Minerals Invisible Bronzer in medium. I am going to be keeping this. It's a very like natural type of shade, but it's a really pretty tone, so it's one that I do enjoy. This one, however, is the Bare Minerals Invisible Glow, and it's in Fair to Light. I don't like this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like too dry or what the heck, but it just doesn't really show up on my skin. You can't really see it. I have to really, really dig in there to get this to show. I mean, if I'm not using it, I guess it's going to waste anyways, and maybe somebody else will enjoy a little more, so I will be passing this along. All right, up next we have this Ofra highlighter, and it was in collaboration with March Beauty Word. Her name is Samantha March, and she is a YouTuber. She did like a split pan kind of thing, so it comes with, dang it, I don't remember what two shades there are, but pretty much what you can do is you can just use one, the other, or just mix all three, and they are so, so beautiful. I love Ofra highlights. So you guys can see right there, they're super, super bright, and and I'm definitely keeping this one because it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it was a collaboration, and she did a great job with this one. Up next, we have a Morphe, what is this called? Blush Trio in Pop of Fuchsia. I bought this because everybody was going wild about it. I don't like blush. I don't know why I bought it. I guess the pressure got to me. I felt like I needed to have it. But of course, I don't use blush, so I don't need it. Let me swatch some. These are super, super pigmented. The tones are pretty, but I just don't like blush. See, like that top one's so beautiful. I really like that tone, but it's just not one that I'm going to be reaching for, and I'd rather make space for something that I will actually be using. Next, we have this Rimmel Natural Bronzer in Sunlight. I think I used this maybe once. It looks extremely orange on my face. Yeah, I don't really like that tone. So I am going to be getting rid of this one. This one here is a recommendation by Kathleen Lights. It's a J-Cat Triple Crown Baked Eyeshadow in Dulce de Leche. I use this as a highlight, and so does she. You can go on the top, middle, bottom, mix all three, and it is gorgeous. You guys can see that highlight. The thing is so beautiful. It is like $3 or something like that at Ulta, or you can just buy it directly from JCat. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I'm definitely keeping this one. Up next, we have this number 7 bronzer in Maple. I picked this up at Target. It was on sale. I don't know why. A lot of people rave about this one, and I think I picked up the tone that just didn't work for me or something, because I mean, it's showing up on the camera, but it doesn't really show up my skin. So I think I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile, because I do want to like it and I do want to use it a little more, see if I end up hating it or loving it, but I don't really have thoughts on it yet, so I'm just going to keep it for now. Up next, we have the CYO bronzing and highlighting palette in Shimmer Switch. I forgot who talked about this. I think it was Jessica Braun had bought it. It is so beautiful. Typically I stay on the top because the bottom shades are a little dark for a highlight for me, but I do sometimes just kind of go back and forth with my brush, and it's really, really pretty. So I am going to be keeping this. However, this brand is getting discontinued. They're going out of business, so if you want to pick this up, I would recommend Run. I think Walgreens might still have this. All right, up next I have this Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. This one is in Moonlight, and it is really pretty. I never reach for it. It's a little intense for me, for my taste, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it along.